Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali and here I just talk to myself about books and then someone, maybe you, may or may not watch this at a later date. So I have just got back to the UK yesterday. I'm very jet lagged, so excuse my face. But yes, it appears to be that whilst I was away, every single subscription box I have decided to arrive at the same time. So I have a little unboxing to do today. So let's get started. So first of all is one of two Illumicrate pre-orders. So I know what both of these are. Obviously I don't know which one is which, but they are both sequels to previous books I have already read. One was part of a subscription and one was just a special edition that Illumicrate did, and I'm very, very excited about both of them. So let's open this first one. Okay, so here we have Tideborn by Eliza Chan. This is a sequel to Fathom Folk, which was one of the books that came as part of the subscription boxes last year, and this is just stunning. So we have a cover. I think it's a different colourway. Oh, I really loved the naked hardback of Fathom Folk, and oh my gosh, I love this one too. It's so pretty. And we have some very stunning edges, some very stunning end papers, and some beautiful straight edges. So yeah, I'm super excited to read this book. So Fathom Folk is basically set in a world, like a marine world. There are mermaids, there are kelpies, there are like water dragons, etc., and it follows predominantly like 2 or 3 different characters that I don't want to spoil too much. I can't remember the names now off the top of my head because I did read it a while ago. We have Myra, who is kind of part of like the police in this world, and there is currently a bit of like a civil revolution going on. There's like a rebellion that she's got to try and kind of make sure they don't get too like violent or anything, and then there's also like royalty, so there's like rich people. She doesn't come from like royalty, she doesn't come from richness, she comes from kind of like the slums, let's call them, of this world, and that's kind of where the rebellion is rising up from. And then we also follow Kai and Nami, who are brother and sister, and they are part of that upper class in this world. So yeah, it's I can't remember exactly what happened in the first one, so I might have to do a little refresher, but I do remember really enjoying it. Like, I haven't read a lot of stories set in this sort of world, and I just really enjoyed it. It was very wonderfully written. I also just realised that this is signed by the author. But yes, I have been very much looking forward to this sequel, and I think I will be reading it with a couple of my friends who also have Illumicrate boxes, because they also pre-ordered it because they also loved Fathom Folk. So yeah, excited to get into this. And next one is the other sequel, which I'm super excited about, also because it's like one of the most beautiful books I own, the first one, and I literally screamed when I saw that they were doing a special edition, although they did keep us waiting. Like, they announced it so late. I'd already pre-ordered the Waterstones one and I ended up having to cancel it once I got this one, because I was like, I need a special edition. And that is none other than the Ragpicker King by Cassandra Clare, which is stunning. So this is a sequel to Swordcatcher, which has a similar edge to this, but it's kind of like orangey and red, and this is another beautiful book. Oh wow, okay, another stunning hard cover foil. It's so pretty. Okay, I might like this one better than the first one, to be honest. Oh, love it. And then the end papers, stunning as always. Oh, new character. But yes, So what happens in The Swordcatcher? The Swordcatcher is about Kel, who is taken from an orphanage at a young age because he resembles the Crown Prince, and he is essentially made to be the prince's body double. So he will step in for the prince in situations where the prince is unable to attend, but also to be able to provide a safety where they think that the prince may be under like potential attack from someone. So his whole purpose is to catch a sword, essentially. So if someone tries to attempt to kill the prince, they would kill him instead. So that's how the first book is. We're kind of introduced to Kel, we're introduced to Connor, who's the Crown Prince, and then we're also introduced to Lynn, who is part of a group of people that has been kind of like shunned by society because of their magical powers, and kind of outlawed, I guess, but she's like working really hard to try and get back into it. She ends up she wants to be like a healer, and she ends up coming into contact with Kel and Connor, and so their story kind of develops all of them. And this is the sequel. I won't read the blurb because that would be a spoiler if you haven't read Swordcatcher, but I absolutely loved Swordcatcher. Now I have tried I've started reading, and I think I read them like a while ago, but not in their entirety. I started reading the Mortal Instruments series, and it's taken me a lot longer to get through, as in I've only read one book so far. Have I read one book? Yeah, I've only read one so far. But this, I absolutely devoured the first book, so I'm super excited for the sequel. And yeah, I'm very excited to be back in this world, and also just another stunning book. Like, I know you're not meant to judge a book by its cover, you're not meant to just buy books because they look pretty, but you can buy books who look pretty and are great, right? But yeah, I'm super excited for this one as well. Next we have one of my newer subscription boxes, and that is the Broken Binding monthly subscription. So they specialise in kind of fantasy and sci-fi books and predominantly completed series. So they are starting a new subscription that will be more like new authors, new series, etc. But at the moment what they do is that they will do a monthly book of a completed series. So at the moment we have The Mask of Mirrors that came last month, and this will be the sequel, and that is a trilogy. So there'll be one more book to come in May, and then I'm hoping to like just binge read the series once I have all 3 books, because I do quite like doing that. Unraveling everything. They're always so like well packaged, it's just so cute. So here we have a little bookmark with the title on it, and that is Liars Not. So let's open this one to see the edition. And sorry, the trilogy is called The Rook and the Rose trilogy. Feels like a present. So yeah, oh okay, oh my god. Honestly, they do such stunning editions, so I was so happy when I got off the waiting list, but oh my god, can we just... So yeah, The Liars Not by M.A. Carrick, which is the sequel to The Mask of Mirrors. I won't be reading the blurb because also I don't want to spoil it for myself because I haven't read the first book yet. Okay, love this. I love spiders, so what else? Oh, stunning. Yeah, the cover is absolutely beautiful, and then we have some really nice end papers as well. So I think it's meant to be set in like, is it Venice or something? Unsure. I don't know if I'm just saying that because they've got like Venetian style masks on, or if it's actually the case. But yes, so super excited to get into this series once the 3rd book comes out as well. And yeah, another stunning addition to add to the collection. Next I have a book from Dryad Books. I will quickly show you without showing you my address. But this is, so they do monthly book boxes, but they're also like an independent bookshop, which I didn't realise. I only found out like maybe a couple of weeks ago. But I pre-ordered this one a while ago, and it's from an author that I have really wanted to read recently, and I've bought one of her books recently, actually. So I am very excited to see. Now I will preface this with like, these aren't like super special editions to the same level as like Illumicrate or Fairy Loot, but it looked cute and I was just excited to get one. So the monthly box was a Deadly Quest, and it's a okay, so yes, it's a book by T. Kingfisher, which I have been wanting to read for a long time, and this one sounded interesting. So this also comes with like coffee, like specialist coffee. So this one we got was Two Chimps, Two Horned Unicorn Special Half Calf Edition, which is a half calf blend of decaf and caffeinated coffee. But yes, and it looks very yum. I like coffee, so can't ever have too much coffee. And then here we have the book, which is a nice little book, another unwrapping like a present. And I thought this was so cute and I really wanted one. So this is The Clockwork Boys by T. Kingfisher. It is signed. It's got cute little foiling on the cover, and I like the cover as well. And also the sprayed edges. Oh, beautiful. So, oh, I don't know if I showed the sprayed edges for this one, did I? But yeah, stunning, absolutely stunning. But yes, so very excited for this as well. I think this is actually part of a duology that is then set there's like a quartet, I believe, that T. Kingfisher's wrote, which has now slowly been like re-released recently, and I think this one takes place before that one. But yeah. So for this one I can read the blurb because it's not it's not a sequel. But yeah, so when Forger Slate is convicted of treason, she faces a death sentence, but her unique gift for sniffing out magic, literally, earns her reprieve of sorts. Along with the formerly demon-possessed paladin named Caliban, her murderous ex-lover, and an irritating sexist scholar, Slate sets off on a mission to learn about the Clockwork Boys, deadly mechanical soldiers from a neighbouring kingdom who have been terrorising their lands. If they succeed, rewards and pardons await, but they must survive a long journey through enemy territory to reach Anaket City, and Slate has her own reasons to dread returning to her former home. So it sounds a bit like a, just like a nice fantasy adventure with a group of maybe like misfits which will hopefully develop into fan family, which, as you know, is one of my favourite tropes. So yeah, very excited for this one. Next, we have my Fairy Loot adult fantasy box. I did also receive the romantasy one this month. I have kept it going. I am going to be cancelling it, but my friend wanted to try out a few of the books to see if she enjoys them before she she signed up, but if she gets it, whether she decides to go with it or not. So I won't be opening that one because I'm going to give it to my friend instead. The spoiler card this month is Powerful Legacies, and I'm really, really excited for this book. I do know what it is because I looked it up, and I'm glad I did because I had actually pre-ordered this from Waterstones, so I'm glad I don't end up with 2 copies. But right, so okay, and the book is Gifted and Talented. I did really love the other one, the Waterstones edition, and I'll put it up here so you can see. This is like a completely different redesigned cover. It is stunning colours. The sprayed edges are beautiful, and let's have a look. Oh wow, I am obsessed with when they put foiling on the end papers. But yeah, sorry, so this is actually the cover, but this is a different colorway. So I think the other one's like more blue and this is more purpley, but I thought this one was stunning as well, to be honest. I actually think I like this one better than this one. The naked hardback has foiling on it as well, which is very pretty, very intricate. And then we have some stunning end paper art with foiling, and at the back we have different, this is the same characters though. So we also have a letter by the author and a digital signature, and yeah, this looks so good. So let me quickly read this one. Where there's a will, there's a war. Teo Ren, brilliant CEO of Ren Fair Magitech, is dead. As a so-called father of modern technology, he leaves an incredible legacy, and any of his 3 telepathically and electrokinetically gifted children could plausibly inherit the Ren Fair throne, and so they like to think. On the pipeline of gifted kid to clinically depressed adult, nobody wins. Yet, as they gather to read Thea's final words, which Ren will come out on top? So yeah, this sounds like a bit of like a family feud type situation, so excited to read it. It's also obviously a fantasy element to it, and not one I've really read much, like not this type of setting I've really read much about before, so I'm excited to get into this as well. But yes, this was on my, I think this was on my like most anticipated reads of 2025, and if not, I will add it. It is one of my most anticipated reads. And last but not least, I have the Illumicrate monthly box. This was actually being held hostage by Royal Mail and only arrived this morning, but to be honest, that ended up being quite a good thing because I wasn't here. But yes, finally excited to open this. I was starting to get worried it'd been lost. Okay, so the spoiler card this month was Haunting Spirits, and here are the items if you want to take a look. I'm going to try and go in blind, although the new packaging doesn't make that overly easy. Right, so first of all, we have a storybook setting location magnet inspired by One Dark Window. Oh, I love these, like enamel magnets and enamel pins. I've been putting these like on my shelf downstairs because it's got like metal posts, and I will definitely be adding this one to it for sure. Yes, this is very, very pretty. Okay, next we have, oh my god, I totally forgot there was going to be a book pot in this one. Best surprise ever. Let me try and open this. I am obsessed with these book pots. I think I've said it before. This is one of the main reasons why I started the Illumicrate subscription in the first place, or how I got like kind of learned about them, because I kept seeing these book pots and I was like, what is that? What is it? I must have one. And then it was, you know, the best thing I ever did in terms of book stuff. But yes, so very excited for a new book pot. I think the last one I got, I don't remember, probably downstairs. Okay, so this one is Fantastical Forests book pot. Oh, and it's stunning. Okay, I love this. Dark green with kind of like, what's it, like gold, like rose gold foiling. Forbidden, enchanted, haunted, wander untrodden paths and discover nature's secrets. I absolutely love this. So I don't know what I'm going to put in this one. I have like bookmarks just spread around everywhere. And I also don't know where. I'll put it here. Actually, I think it'll go really nicely next to Lord of the Rings, since it's foresty, and also near my plant. I did accidentally just knock off my little RM figurine, so I'll pop him back on somewhere. But yes, be over here. Okay, next we have, ooh, an embroidery kit. I've never actually done embroidery. This is exciting. I've done cross stitch, but not embroidery. And it's inspired by Where the Dark Stands Still, and that is stunning. Okay, yes, I will be making this and I will be putting it up for sure. I've never tried embroidery where I'd be good at it. I have that toxic thing where I think I can do anything artistic, and it's not always the case. But yes, this looks so cute, and maybe something to do kind of like towards winter time for sure. And we just got like a random coaster, I guess, just a solo coaster with no information. I'm gonna, maybe it's inspired by the book, I don't know. Deathless Waters coaster, inspired by the Jasmine Throne. I don't know why there's just one, and I don't know why it's just randomly loose in the box, but here we have it. I'll add it to my other coasters because I do have a couple of other coasters from Illumicrate, and they're good, they're handy. And now we have the book, and I think I didn't know what this one was going to be, and it does sound really interesting. So completely different cover. So this is The Prince Without Sorrow by Maitri Wijesekara. Oh my god, I butchered that name. Maitri Wijesekara. So this is stunning. I think the other edition, and I'll put it up here, is like blue. It does still have a tiger on it, but this one is just beautiful. Absolutely love it. This might be one of my favorite like covers. Stunning sprayed edges, which kind of like look similar to the cover. And then we have a leopard foiling on the front and a forest foiling on the back. We have some sprayed edges with character art. Another stunning one here at the back. And this one's signed. Ooh, we have a map. I do love a map. Yes, and it's signed by the author as well. Okay, so let's quickly read the blurb for this one. Oh, there's also an author letter with a digital signature. That's exciting. So, a prince born into violence. Prince Ashoka is considered an outcast for opposing his father, Emperor Adil Muraya's brutal destruction of the Mayakari witches. A witch seeking revenge, Shaki vows retribution for the murder of her aunt and annihilation of a village at the hands of the Emperor, even though she is bound by the Mayakari's pacifist code. A curse that will change the world. In her anger, Shakti casts a violent curse, the consequences of which will leave both her and Ashoka grappling for power. Do they take it and risk becoming what they most hate, or do they risk losing power completely as the world around them is destroyed? Drawing on inspiration from the Mauryan Empire of ancient India, this is the first book of the Obsidian Throne trilogy. I've heard really good things about this, and also it just sounds super interesting, and I've not really read a lot of fantasy set in India or kind of inspired by Indian mythology, so I'm quite excited to read this. So there you have it, some great books, all very, very pretty, all very exciting, and I can't wait to get into them. And yeah, let me know if any of these are on your TBR, or if you've read any of them and what your thoughts were down below. If you enjoyed the video, please do pop a like, and if you'd like to see more, do subscribe. See you soon.